Welcome to Line by Line Switzerland as we take a look at the BLS main line from Thun and onwards to Kandersteg. Our location is in the west central part of the country, on one of the two main rail routes linking the north with the south and onwards into Italy. We chose a number of locations between the main rail centres of Bern and Brig, which are shown here on this map. The stretch of track covered in this programme is seen highlighted by the black line. We begin the programme in the north, just above the large town of Thun. The map shows our three main filming locations. These were situated between the towns of Wichtrach in the north and further down to the south at Einigen, not far from the northern outskirts of Thun itself. We begin with two locations situated close to each other, as indicated here and not far from the station at Einigen. Heading north towards the camera we see 11341 and 11667 on train UKV 40788 from Domodossola to Antwerpen intermodal service. The date is the 21st of July 2017. Whilst intermodal trains make up the majority of freight services seen on this line, trainloads of lorries are also commonplace. Being passed by 46024 on train number 974, the 1400 from Interlaken to Basel, is BLS class 485 number 007 on train SIM 43613 from Freiburg to Novara Boscetto. The town of Wichtrach is seen in the distance. In the opposite direction comes the 1349 from Brig to Romanshorn, with number 460045 providing the power on the rear. This part of the route down to Thun was opened in 1859 by the Swiss Central Railway before being taken over by Swiss Federal Railways in 1902. Today most freight and local passenger services are operated by the BLS and include the latest train sets such as this Class 515 KISS unit number 023. The other type of passenger units seen on the line are the Class 525 and 535s. Here 3 make up this southbound service from Bern. The double-deck Class 515 units total 28, with another 3 more to be delivered by the end of 2017. They are nicknamed Mütz, or Bear, a reference to the Bern-S-Bahn network upon which they are used. The units also work services to and from Interlaken. (465.013) is next to appear as it heads away from the camera hauling train 63680 from Brig to Niederbottingen. This train conveys refrigerated containers for the Co-op supermarket chain. Heading down to trackside, and we see this Class 460 as it rushes south. You can expect up to around 4 freight trains and 8 passenger trains on this stretch of line each hour. Heading south is train 43587, conveying Vetron swap bodies from Kaldenkirchen to Gallerate. Power is provided by SBB Cargo's 11294 and 11664. The train was running around 1 hour and 20 minutes late. German ICE train sets also appear here on through services. This is the 1500 service from Interlaken to Frankfurt, formed by set number 083. About to pass through Kaisen station is 460.118. On the rear of this, the 1449 from Brig to Romanshorn. Intercity trains on this stretch of track alternate between Interlaken to Basel services and beyond into Germany, and services from Brig to Romanshorn via Zurich and vice versa. We now head south and to our final destination north of Thun, not far from the village of Frutigen. Rounding the curve is 460061. In the opposite direction, BLS Class 485 electrics, numbers 501 and 505, have charge of train 4148 from Meltzow to Rotterdam-Walhaven. A quick look north and we see 11670 and 11258 on train 43721 from Köln-Eiffeltor in Germany to Gallarate in Italy. We were nearly caught out by this train headed by number 179 and 465006. The train is 43769 from Basel to Domodossow. Finally, we see the 1549 from Brig to Romanshorn, heading north with 46111 on the rear. In part 2, we head south onto the section of line between Thun and Spiez. Our map here shows the 3 main filming locations that we chose. We begin at the station at Thun, as 186106 and 486502 head what we can best identify as train 43559 from Rotterdam Europort to Meltzow. 565732 is seen running empty into the station during a shunting manoeuvre from the carriage sidings to the south of the station. Until the opening of the Lake Thun railway from here to Darlingen and then via a connection to the Budeli railway in 1893, the station here was a terminus of lines heading down from the north. The Lake Thun railway was later taken over by the B.L.S. in 1913. Heading towards the camera on the 21st of July 2017 is train IC 977, the 1559 from Basel to Interlaken, with 460035 powering at the rear. Two minutes later, and it is the turn of train IC 824, the 1441 from Romanshorn to Brig, to arrive with 460-106 on point. A new acquisition by B.L.S. is of a fleet of 15 Vectron locomotives from Siemens. Designated Class 475, they are intended for long-distance freight services between the Netherlands and Italy. Here, numbers 402 and 405 head north, with train 43536 from Domodossola to Köln-Eiffeltor. Our final scene from Thun is of BLS Class 485 number 004, heading train 43617 from Freiburg to Novaro Buscetto, one of the frequent lorry-carrying shuttles that use this line. We now move to our next location just a couple of kilometres north of Spiez, as Class 460 number 061 heads towards the camera powering the 1230 from Interlaken to Basel. On the extreme left of this picture is the Wetterhorn mountain. In the middle is the Schreckhorn, whilst the Eiger is glimpsed on the right, and with Lake Thun in the foreground. Lake Thun dominates the nearby landscape. Created by the last ice age, it was once part of the neighbouring Lake Brienz, before splitting off due to a steady build-up of silt and debris. The lake is just over 17 kilometres long and is 217 metres or 712 feet deep. This is train 43710, an example of one of the LKW Volta shuttles from Italy to Northern Europe. This one is from Novara to Genk. Motive power is in the shape of 11679 and 11272. The Class 525 and 535s seen on this line work combined trains from Bern to Zweisimmen, Brig, Domodossola and Sion, and vice versa, hence having many units in the train formations. Spied by our camera is heritage steamship Blumlishalp, named after a mountain in the Bernese Oberland. Built in 1906, it was withdrawn from service in 1971. It remained moored out of use for over 20 years before having a complete refit, and was put back into service in 1992. 620.062 and 11339 are next to show, hauling train 43707 from Basel to Domodossola. This location is also known as Einigen and is a popular spot for rail photography. Heading south is 460-118 on the 1031 Romanshorn to Brig. This is the Munch, the 34th tallest mountain in Switzerland, at 4,107 metres. Not far away is one of the most famous, the Eiger, which stands at number 56 in the Swiss Mountain Hit Parade. A Class 525 leads 3 Class 535s on a train bound for Bern. We now move to the west of Spiez station as we see 11337 and 11668, heading south with what we believe is train 43745 from Rotterdam to Gararate intermodal service. As the soft glow of the evening sun falls onto the scene, number 460-007 departs with train IC 1080, the 1720 from Brig to Basel. .465-018 and 003 provide the power for freight train number 40210 from Piacenza to Meerdijk in the Netherlands. A slightly easier train to identify is this, number GZ49658, from Pieve Forgonte to Moulin conveying Chemoil hoppers. Power is provided by 465-010. This was followed a short time later by 620-032, conveying empty timber wagons from the paper mill at Verullo in Italy back to the yards at Basel. Finally, we see 42501 arriving with the 1738 service from Zweisimmen to Interlaken. The next section of the programme looks at the route south of Spiez towards Frutigen, on what is the Lötschberg route proper. We chose a number of locations as seen here on our map. We begin at Spiez with a number of filming spots chosen from around the station. As already mentioned, the line through here was once part of the Lake Thun railway, which opened its connection towards Interlaken in 1893. In 1901, a new line was opened from here to Frutigen, which was intended to be the start of the Lötschberg line to Brig and the then new Simplon tunnel. From here the railway begins its climb up the valley to the summit. Our gradient map shown here gives an overview of the route, which has gradients ranging from 1.5 to 2.7%. Locomotive 235001 provides the view as the 0701 from Thun to Zweisimmen and Brig arrives from the north. Meanwhile, having been in the station for around 5 minutes, locomotive number 485014 comes off the front of lorry train 43604 from Novara Borchetto to Freiburg. The loco runs back to the depot and is passed by 535105 with a service for Zweisimmen. Onward motive power for train 43604 was sister loco 485004. When the weather is sunny and settled like it is here, the best part of the day to photograph around the mountains is often in the morning, before the air warms and clouds begin to form. In near perfect conditions, 460-040 departs north with train IC 960, the 0700 from Interlaken to Basel. Trains from and to Interlaken and Brig follow each other by just a few minutes each hour. Just 3 minutes after the previous train we see 460-118. On the rear of this the 0649 from Brig to Romanshorn. The date is Saturday the 21st of July 2017. This is the scene at the southern end of the station as 460-024 restarts the 0559 from Basel to Interlaken. Meanwhile, 460-069 has arrived with the 0602 from Zurich to Brig. 485019 and 486505 arrive with a northbound intermodal from Mortara to Ghent-Zeehaven. Class 515 units now also operate a number of the Interlaken to Spiez locals. This is number 003 seen coming off the branch. (1991) vintage Class 565 unit number 742, well most of it, is seen during shunting operations coming off the depot. We now move south and onto the Lötschberg route proper and to our location just north of the station at Müllenen, which we will visit shortly. Heading south with a train for Brig is this unidentified Class 460. Note the Eisenbahn rack railway coming down the hill on the right. Arriving at the station are a pair of Class 535 Lötschberger units, numbers 118 and 122, forming the 0739 from Bern to Brig. This is the main station building. Our best guess at identifying this train is number 43676 from Novara to Lübeck in northern Germany. The train is powered by 11334, 273 and 347, with 474013 dead in train. The gradient steepens quite a bit just before the station to allow for level track through the platforms, as well as giving enough clearance for a river bridge. Here 565725 arrives with the weekends only 0842 local service from Spiez to Frutigen. Our next location is just to the south of Reichenbach, looking down on the valley from one of the farm access roads. Heading north and down the valley, we see unit number 565725 again, returning with the 0903 from Frutigen to Spiez. Note the airport runway at the bottom left of the picture. Here in the distance we can see the Eisenbahn. With gradients of 66%, it takes passengers up to the top of the 2,362 metre high Einigen mountain, which gives superb views down towards Spiez and over to the mountains around Grindelwald. Another Class 565 heads south, working the weekends only 0830 from Bern to Frutigen. BLS Brownies numbers 179 and 185 head down the grade, powering container train 41610 from Melzow to Frankendorf. We now move just north of Frutigen station as 460015 powers north with the 0849 service from Brig. It is passed in the opposite direction by 565740 on the 0830 from Bern. Not far behind was our first pair of DB Class 185s in the shape of 122 and 095. We think the train in question is a Hupak service from Novara to Zeebrugge. This is the view of the valley up towards Kandersteg. This is train EC50, the 0723 from Milano to Basel, formed by unit number 503016. Having been waiting a clear path north is train 41508, headed by 465014. The service conveys Ambrosio swap bodies from Gallerate to Neuss in Germany. Parked in the head shunt here is AE88 double electric number 273, part of the BLS historic fleet, but dumped here out of use. We now move to Frutigen, where we see the current station building and the modern platforms and canopies behind. Just a stone's throw away lies the old station building, which was used when the line from Spiez terminated here. When the decision was made to extend up the valley and on towards Brig, the station was replaced by one built on a new alignment. Our camera is now situated at the southern end of the station, as indicated on our map. Leaving the platforms are Class 535 units numbers 125 and 119 on the 0939 from Bern to Domodossola and Sion. The train will split at Brig and travel over the old Lötschberg route via Kandersteg. This is 535111, arriving in the opposite direction. The track layout here is all new and was constructed as part of the new Lötschberg base tunnel, which was opened in 2007. The new route enabled all intercity trains to bypass the old slow and tortuous route via Kandersteg. Many of the freight services which we have seen so far also use the new tunnel, although the old route is still used by freight services at certain times of the day. Seen heading out of the short tunnel which leads from the main Lötschberg base tunnel is train 40050 from Piacenza to Zeebrugge. There is a single track tunnel which extends to the north of Frutigen, almost below where we are standing, and this is used by both passenger and freight, and you cannot see these. However, when this single track tunnel is occupied, or when passenger services need to overtake a slower freight service, then the station area here is used to accommodate trains awaiting clearance to proceed into the base tunnel. This is what is happening here as 11671 and 11342 roll to a halt, heading train 40257 from Basel to Gallerate. Passing by in the opposite direction is train 43674 from Melzo to Rotterdam. waiting patiently for a clear route through the base tunnel are numbers 11330, 11372 and 11266 on train 43593 from Rotterdam to Gallerate. In our final section of the programme, we take a look at the old line up towards the station at Kandersteg, stopping off at a number of locations on the way, indicated on our map. It also includes a look at the car shuttle trains which operate through the Lötschberg tunnel to Goppenstein. We begin though still at Frutigen, where we see a number of scenes from the station platforms and to the south looking towards the portals of the new base tunnel. Heading towards the camera is 11254 on postal train PZ 53144 from Brig to Einigen. The time is just before 6:45 in the evening. (42328 and 62676 arrive with a southbound intermodal. This picture shows train number 43542, a Novara to Rotterdam Europort container shuttle headed by 11266, 11372 and 11330, which we saw not so long ago heading an earlier train south. The line in the centre dives down under the old route and will enter the base tunnel a short distance later. The entrance to the new base tunnel can be seen on the left as Class 420 number 11254 tows an unidentified Class 474 off the old route on the 22nd of July 2017. Looking up the valley, you can see in the middle distance Frutigen Viaduct, which allows the old line to cross the valley floor. Unfortunately, during the time of our visit, the structure was having maintenance undertaken and was covered in scaffolding, making the classic shot from the nearby castle grounds, well, rather pointless. The original stone-built viaduct dates from 1912, whilst its more modern partner was finished in 1981. Looking along the structure, we provide this scene of three Class 535s forming the 0739 from Bern to Domodossola. Moving slightly up the valley, we are at the closed station here at Bausi-Mitholz, as another set of Class 535s, numbers 116 and 111, head down the grade with the 1758 local service from Domodossola to Spiez. This view shows another train, this time southbound but further up the valley, not far from its next stop at Kandersteg. It had passed us around about 5 minutes before. The main station buildings can be seen here, with the goods shed in the far distance. Now a word of warning. Freight traffic on this line can be very unpredictable. You can go many hours during the day without a single train, with just the local passenger services for company. Most freights go under the mountain via the new base tunnel. Best bets are in the morning and late afternoon, but this is by no means guaranteed. It can certainly be a long waiting game on occasions. Heading up the valley in a southerly direction are BLS Brownies numbers 185 and 193 on a Frankendorf to Melzo working. The train is part way through a series of spirals which will allow the line to climb the steep valley sides. Today was Flying Ants Day, and not a time to sit on the seat and relax. Next to appear were 11334, 11273 and 11347 on train 40254 from Gallerate to Antwerpen. During our 1 hour stopover, we were lucky enough to see 3 freight trains here and 4 passenger services. We now travel to Kandersteg and to our main location. Heading towards the camera on the morning of the 22nd of July 2017 are Class 535s numbers 111 and 118 on the 0612 from Spiez to Domodossola. Every half hour there is a car shuttle train, which departs south for Goppenstein through the 14-kilometre Lötschberg tunnel. These trains are powered by B.L.S. Brownie electrics of type RE44, designated as Class 425, of which some of the class date from 1964, with the last of the class being built in 1983. On the rear of this train is number 172, a locomotive dating from 1972. The car shuttle trains operate all year, but between April and October on a Saturday in the height of the summer there is also a direct service through to Iselle, just south of the Simplon tunnel. This service operates hourly throughout the night, beginning at 10 p.m. on the Friday through to 10 a.m. the following morning, with corresponding return workings. An even older loco here, as number 164, dating from 1967, arrives with a service from Goppenstein. There are usually 2 rakes in operation on the Goppenstein shuttle, with at least 4 on the go when the Isella trains run. Moving north towards the station, we can see here the waiting area for cars using the shuttle. To the left of us is the main rail tracks, as 11672 and 11340 head south with a Hupak intermodal from Köln to Gallerate. Stabled next to the station is electric shunter number 936132, fitted with auxiliary batteries for work away from the wires, whilst spare locos for the car shuttles were numbers 170 and 189. We travel back to our previous location now as 535, 102 and 122 head past the camera forming the 0636 from Brig to Bern. As can be seen, this line is still well worth a visit, even though the old line through here at Kandersteg has much less traffic on it than the route north from Frutigen. The shuttle trains are well worth seeing, as they currently employ the older style of traction. Our next 3 locos were a common sight during our visit. Here 11266, 372 and green 11330 head north with train 43774 from Piacenza to Liège. Finally, we see the 0752 car shuttle departure for Goppenstein, powered at the rear by locomotive number 176. As the train heads off towards the Lötschberg tunnel, we hope that you have enjoyed this snapshot of the trains and locomotives on this famous Alpine rail route. Thank you for watching.